So, our experiment was music and memorization.
There.
Okay.
Wait a minute. There you go.
We determined by testing the IMSA population the effects of classical music on memory, person's memory compared to rap music, and we determined that it wasn't statistically significant. Sarah Kirkwick, who also did an experiment like ours, concluded that classical music doesn't enhance memory. And what she did was that she had 60 subjects listen to 3 different types of music while studying a picture for 30 seconds. But like our experiment, she had each person study only one type of music.
I'll never forget this.
Okay, what we did was give students and staff from the IMSA population 30 seconds to memorize a list of vocabulary and one statistic, and then we tested them on what they remembered. Our experiment compares a person's short-term memory memory intake while listening to rap music compared to classical music. And our null hypothesis is that there's no significant difference between a person's short-term memory while listening to rap compared to classical music. Our experiment required 60 people from the IMSA campus, and they listened to music while memorizing a set of information. 30 people listened to the new workout plan by Kanye West, and 30 other people listened to the classic canon by the Societas Musica Chamber Orchestra. We created a test to see how much someone remembered a set of data after listening to 30 seconds of music. Each person got to choose between rap or classical music. And after each person took the test, we wrote their name on the paper to prevent them from taking it more than once, because if they took it more than once, then they might remember what they what was on the paper before, and disregard that and try to remember something else so they get a perfect score on the paper. And finally, we analyzed the number of questions that people listen to rap. We analyzed the number of questions that people listening to rap got compared to the number of people that listen to classical music got. And our p-value from the F-test, too simple for variances, was 0.095 greater than 0.05. So we ran a sample t-test for 2 samples, assuming no variances.
Okay, so here's our data from our t-test assuming equal variances. There's the mean for classical and rap music, standard error for both categories, standard deviation, and p-value. And as you see here, this p-value 0.07 is greater than 0.05, meaning that we're going to reject our null hypothesis, which means that there's no significant difference between the test scores of people who listen to rap music versus classical music. Okay, here is a bar graph that also demonstrates our data. The error bars show the variance from the mean. So as you see, like, our numbers were kind of clustered around for rap music. It was kind of clustered around maybe like 3.2 to maybe about 3.7. And for classical music, it was from about maybe 3.7 to about 4.5. So like we had about the same, like around the same numbers for both categories. In conclusion, we accepted our null hypothesis, meaning that people who listen to classical music versus rap music their scores didn't vary that much, or at least not statistically. And so remember that when you're working on homework and you think that when you listen to classical music it'd be better than like listening to something that you might usually listen to, like rap music, that it may not make much of a difference, well, at least for the IMSA population. And here is our reference to Sarah Kirkwick.